Okay, here's the basic ingredients, most of them, that I use to make my own version of Sculptamold. It's really more like a modeling clay. Cheap toilet paper, right? Unscented, just whatever's cheapest. This Elmer's glue all, it's important that it's a PVA glue. A measuring cup and white flour. Linseed oil, it's a preservative, right? To keep things from growing, right? And then PVA goes really fast because you need like 3/4 of a cup for each batch, for each roll of toilet paper. So I usually buy it in a really big tub. And then the sheetrock topping compound, I buy a big batch of this, although you don't need this much, but it's hard to find it pre-mixed in these smaller. So here I've got a cheap, tub, and put some water in it. I'm gonna unroll one of these rolls of toilet paper and put it in the water, and when it gets totally in there, we're going to squeeze out the excess water, and I'll show you that. Well, there's the roll of toilet paper all in, the water, and I don't let it soak for very long, just long enough to get saturated, and then I'm going to squeeze out all the excess water, and then we'll break it into small little chunks. So, the whole roll of toilet paper, all the water squeezed out, well, quite a lot. Anyway, so I'm just going to break it down into little like 1-inch chunks. Paper all broken up into little chunks, and I've got a 1/2 cup of white flour there. I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of linseed oil and 3/4 of a cup of the white glue. And let me get that all in here, and then we'll add the joint compound. So here's my joint compound. I guess it's called topping mud by some. It's pre-mixed, and I have a spatula to get it out. So I'm just going to put that all in there. You can see my linseed oil and my 3/4 cup of the PVA Elmer's glue all in there. And so we're getting closer. This is not a big project, so get it pre-mixed. It's a lot easier to deal with. Comes wrapped in a plastic bag inside that box and lasts a long time. There's my topping mud inside there now. I have this mixer that I got for a paint mixer from, I think, Ace Hardware. Put it in my screw gun there. We're going to put it in there and just mix all this up until all the big lumps are out, and it only takes a few minutes. And might add a little color this time. You can add different colors. I just added about 1/2 package of this RIT dye. I usually make like 2 batches of this at once because it lasts a long time, and so mix this up so it's like modeling clay substance, right? It's all the paper fibers are now gone and everything's mixed up together. So once this is all mixed up, then it doesn't look stark white on your layout. Here we have it. I put on some gloves. Been painting my house, and you can see it has some texture to it and holds together. When this gets harder, it can be smoothed out. It's really nice. You can carve it once it's done, and it never gets rock hard. But I like to use a little spatula to put it on the railroad, or just use your fingers with some gloves. And good luck, have fun.